guys, it's me Charlene, and I'm doing a video response to Joanie, or Joan3424, and she has 3 questions for us, and I'm going to answer them. Number 1, as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? Well, when I grew up, I wanted to be a singer, dancer, actress, anything in that type of field. When I was younger, I was a really good dancer. All my life, I haven't been heavy set or anything, but I was always, fit, full-figured fit, but I wasn't skinny, but I wasn't fat. I was just physically fit in my younger years. And so I was always singing and dancing, making dance routines up, and I was really good at dancing. I always had people always tell me, what a good dancer I was and stuff. And 2, besides the computer, what do you regard as the most important invention or discovery in your lifetime, and why? Well, I had a lot of things I thought of, but the one that sticks out in my mind a lot was, I remember when I was a senior in high school, my mom took me and she bought me a VCR, which then was a big thing, because back then, I graduated in 91, so back then, the VCRs were very expensive. They were over $300 just for a VCR. So back then, that was very important, and that really sticks out in my head. But of course, now I would say DVR. I don't know how I'll live without that now. But back then, it was, I would say VCR, because the impact it had on purchasing that, and that was such a big deal. It was one of my graduation gifts from my mom, and it was very exciting because I've never had one before. I mean, I had one, but not a brand new one for myself, Number 3, what is your earliest memory of your grandparents? Well, on my mom's side, I never knew my grandpa because he passed away before I was even born. But my grandma, on my mom's side, I called her Mama. And the biggest memory I have of her is she was such a great cook, just like my mom. I remember going to her house, and you'd walk in the door, and you could just smell that she had been cooking. She would always have a big meal for us when we would come to visit, and I remember the smell of green beans and cornbread, and she would always was like, "You want a cookie?" She was a really sweet woman. And then on my dad's side, my grandma I called Granny, and my grandpa I called Pom-Pom. And I didn't really get along, and I don't have a lot of good memories of my granny. I guess the reason why is because when she got older, she was elderly anyways when I knew her, but I guess she had memory lapses and stuff, and she just wasn't a good memory for me. But I do have some good memories of her. They would be the ones that stick out in my head. I will always treasure memory this one. I remember going to school, and me and my twin brother, I have a twin brother, and his name is Charles, and I remember in kindergarten, coming home from school, and she had this chicken. It was a brown chicken, and it was made of cloth, and the wings would raise up, and it had pockets inside. So every day, well, not every day, but every so often, she would stick Reese cut pieces, the little bitty ones. She would stick them inside the pockets of the chicken for us to find. She would hide the chicken, and we would have to find it. And so I got one pocket, and my brother Charles got the other pocket. I remember that. And the memory I have of my grandpa, Pom Pom, would be, I remember when ever I'd have to stay with him, like if me and my brother had to spend the night or something, I was always like, I want to lay beside Pom Pom, and it tickled him because I was always a Pom Pom's girl. And also, I remember being little. I mean, when I was a small little girl, like Abby's age, I was skinny. I was like Abby was. I was a little stringy. But I would always, even back then, I had issues with my weight. I would think about weight. It's just always been an issue. But I remember asking him, I'd say, Pom Pom, do I look fat? And he would say, no, Charlene, you are perfect. And that's my memories of my grandparents. And they're no longer with us. I mean, they passed away when I was young. Well, my grandma on my mom's side, she passed away in 91, the year I graduated high school. And my other grandparents, they passed away before that. But they were all in their late 80s or 90s. So they had a long life. But anyways, that's it. And that was a great question. That was great questions, and I really enjoyed doing it. And talk to you guys later. Bye for now.